Okay, lads and ladies, this is Shane McCormick. He's one of the local lads, and I noticed he has been living rough now for how long, Shane? Have you
On
been?
and off for over 20 years.
Okay, so even since I'm a young lad, I've been coming to this shop, Ballyround Super Value, and I've been coming for years now. And Shane has been there every day, and I just feel like he hasn't got the support that he needs. I have a few questions here that I want to ask him, just so we can put bright on the situation and just let everyone know how bad the homeless crisis really is here in Dublin. Ask you, how long have you been living rough for?
On and off for over 20 years.
20 years, okay. Where are you from?
Well, I was adopted twice. My first adopted mother died when I was 2.5, and then I was put back into care for 2.5 years because no one wanted to adopt me because my biological mother was a traveller, and I don't know much about my father. I'm going to be honest with you just for this motion and just say that it's a very complex situation when you talk about homelessness, because you can blame the government and everything. Father McFerry does an awful lot to help people, but it's more complex than that because addiction comes into the swing. Alcoholism, drug addiction, mental health is the main circular one.
Perfect,
that
Shane.
really comes in to the motion of what I'm trying to explain. All drug addiction, alcoholism, all stems from mental health.
Okay.
It's all parenting, like my mother, my adopted mother. The crew, to be honest, and that always put me down. She kind of set me up for failure because she always told me I'd be a failure. And maybe I'm rambling off the wrong rail here.
Neglect. Yes.
Sorry.
No. Perfect, Shane.
I
mean, in your early teenage years,
I stayed on the streets because I didn't want to be at home. I didn't feel comfortable at home. I felt more comfortable in other people's homes.
Fair, yes.
And they, had heating in their houses, and they felt they were respected by their families, and they were treated like human beings. For me, that wasn't always the way it was. My upbringing was me out in the streets looking for attention, experimenting in drugs and alcohol.
And what age did you start experimenting in drugs?
15.
15, and what type of drugs?
Everything.
Just
anything. If you threw it in my face, I was taking it.
Fair enough. Okay, where did it go wrong for you, Shane?
From the beginning, I dare say.
When you started using, what type of support were you given?
Well, I wasn't really getting support then because my parents at the time didn't really understand that I was actually swinging into it. It started with hash.
Yeah.
And I started smoking hash, and I used to put hash posters on the walls in the bedroom promoting it. But really, it went wrong from there, and then I didn't have enough confidence to talk to a girl that I met in the Charles Club one night, and someone told me that if I take this, it was heroin, that I'd have the confidence to talk to the girl. Let's be honest, an awful lot of people in this country, some are grateful for what they get, but some addicts are addicts. And if these are actual legitimate people.
Stop talking shit, you.
We're doing something here, please, man. If we could, how you doing, brother? Man? But it's
still in the same place, and I'm taking this video to make awareness to the Irish people.
I went into treatment centres.
And how did that work out?
Various, right?
Yeah.
But with that, I ended up rushing ahead and putting the cart before the horse, and I rushed into another kind of an addiction, which is women.
Yeah.
And I wanted comfort, welcoming, love, attention.
Yeah.
I wanted love, really, to be honest,
Okay.
And maybe various other things too, but mainly love, right? And I put the cart in front of the horse, and when they didn't work, I wasn't prepared for the fall, and I hit the deck hard.
Yeah.
And so therefore went back to exactly the way I was.
Well, Shane, I feel like everyone does make mistakes, but I feel like everyone should have a second chance, and I just feel like there's not enough support for people like yourself. Because
mental health sector that's messed up.
Yeah.
There has to be more done for people with mental health issues. I definitely have mental health issues. I definitely do. And you know what? You can look at a person, right, and think, like, I'm not being bragtistic here, right? But let me be honest with you, that I wasn't the ugliest guy under the sun, and I'm not saying everything's based on looks, right? But people always think that if you look a certain way, you are a certain way. Inside, I was burning up in pain and destroyed mentally, and my living in fantasy, not in reality, living in a fantasy.
Okay, Shane.
Okay.
Let me ask you another
Yeah,
question.
go ahead.
Where will you sleep tonight?
Under a bridge.
Under a bridge. Okay. And when was the last time you were able to stay in a hostel?
Well, it's not that I was able, I won't stay in one anyway.
Okay,
It's too rough.
That's
There's
fair.
a lot of tough.
Yeah.
I got picked on tonight, for instance, and I wasn't even in one, so.
Yeah.
You do what you have to do, man. It's fine. I'm actually amazed that someone's
Okay.
interested in what I have to say.
Yeah.
All stems back to the mental health.
Mhm.
People go on drugs, people drink, people end up homeless, mainly because of this. What's in between their ears, right? Mental health.
That's it. I just wanted to address this problem because I'm a local lad in Ballyrone, and I've noticed that Shane has now been on the roads for too long, and I feel like there needs to be a change because
As I
there's-
stated, I really believe, and this is coming from the heart, mental health.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question for you. What do you think? Oh, wait for this car to go, boys.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What do you think of the other local homeless guy who sits in that same corner during the day? He comes in at 7:30 and he gets picked up in a car and is gone by the time that you come here.
Well,
What
my
do you
honest
think
opinion
is
that
going on
he's
there?
not homeless for a start.
And
He's
what
a Romanian collector.
and does that make you angry?
It annoys me a little bit, yeah.
The
Because
fact that he's not
legit.
homeless.
He's not
Yeah.
legit.
The fact that he's not homeless
I
and he
think
gets
he can
picked
be
up
a
in a
nice
car.
enough character at times,
Mm-hmm.
but to be honest with you, he eats well, he sleeps well, he has a roof over his head, he's connected to loads of people that are collecting his money. And I
But
know
he's
that
not
for a
homeless,
fact.
Shane.
No, he's not homeless.
He's not homeless. He
No.
has a good iPhone 11 there that I always see him flicking on.
He sits here like, and he I mean, for that length of time, look, I have to make my money, whatever. I do drink whatever, right? I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to beat between the drums, but I'm going to be honest with you. I get my drink and I get whatever else, right? Okay?
Mhm.
That guy is making a fucking fortune.
Yeah.
To sit there for that many hours every single day,
Mhm.
I'm not going to lie to you, right? I would, and a lot of people seem to like him, okay? I would say he's coming out with €1,000 a week.
Yeah, Shane played it like he didn't listen or he didn't speak English or
No,
anything.
he's a total. He's just. Look at this load of them, and they're all. If you notice something about him on a daily basis, right? When I sit down for the 1 hour, I mean, I'm coming here a long time. I say, can I sit down for an hour because I'm going to make hopefully about 20 quid or whatever, right? For a week,
Yeah.
okay, won't lie. He's sitting there from 9 o'clock in the morning to way in the later hours of the day,
Yeah.
right? He's making a lot of money, but he's always on the phone,
Yeah.
right? Because he's talking to his counterparts, and they're like, right, well, I'm down here, and I'm down there.
But Shane, why do you think our local community isn't addressing this or isn't trying to stop this?
I don't know. That's a question
Why?
I don't have the answer to.
Does that make you angry? Does that make you angry that our local area isn't doing anything to stop this?
It's a tough question. I suppose it's disappointing to a degree, but then I can't be too judgmental
feel-
myself from my own situation.
But as a local
I think
community-
he's a liar.
Yeah,
And
as a
an
local
exaggerator.
community, don't you think that we should all be together and look out for each other and sort of stop phonies like
yes.
this coming in and taking our money
Yeah.
to go and get collected in a Mercedes Benz
Was he really
121?
collected in a Mercedes?
Shane, he's not homeless. Shane,
I know he's not
He
homeless.
comes with new clothes on every day, like different clothes on, and
And he's
also
big.
and he comes on with the same
He's
jacket,
huge,
but
in
he
fact.
wears different jeans each day. I notice. I've been taking note of this for the past few
I've
weeks
been wearing
now.
the same tracksuit bottoms probably for a week now, more.
Okay, but
I know what you're saying.
what do you
Hey,
think?
look, he's a phony, let's be honest.
Mhm.
To be honest with you, never. I just thought it was all kind of.
See,
Saying
Shane's been out of the loop for a while now, and he doesn't know what's going on, and that's why I feel like I should do this interview,
I don't know.
just to address you and what is actually happening in this country. And I just feel like the Irish people need to see it from a
you're
first-hand
right.
view.
The Irish people do
of
need to wake up. All right.
Shane, we have had our
I
falling
need
outs
help,
over
and I
the.
need to do it, and I need to get. And you know what? It's come to an extreme point again. I'm a bit afraid because I know my mental health isn't good, and I always feel like I'm looked down on and judged and put down, abused and used. But I will say this much: that the Irish people are being made a tick of by these people.
Yeah. Okay, so